8:40, look at that, right on time. Guns in this 7:01. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
All ready for a big weekend?
Going to be a good one, it looks like.
Fantastic. No, you cannot chop the heads off Wyoming winterkill animals and get antlers. What if I hit it with a pickup and the head just flies into the bed?
Well, the way it looks in Wyoming, you still got to buy their $8 extortion fee to take it.
Extortion fee.
Yeah.
Not quite sure that's how they term it, but it is, though. It's accurate.
Yeah, they call it an interstate game tag, and they tell you that you got to have that if you're going to take a dead head, essentially, which is basically a skull with the antlers still attached. If you're shed hunting, you're fine. They got a season for that. But if you want to take one of the winter-killed animals, you got to get an $8, what they call interstate game tag. And, of course, they always stress you got to do it legally. So they make a law like that, and then they turn around and then call other people cheaters and tell them that they're not following the law, they're sneaking in. And, I don't know. They say there's a ton of people that do this, and they push game around in the winter. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, off of the winter ranges. But I just kind of look at it, they're saying, hey, we can make another $8. I don't know how much money is generated from that. I should go check it out. But they kind of...
Probably $8.
Like probably. It just kind of looks like to me another way for them to get money. And, of course, I like how they always justify it. They talk about, intact skulls with antlers still attached can bring up around $500 or more. And that's a considerable payoff for the investment of the $8 tag. So they're saying, hey, yeah, kick up like you do to the mob. We'll take the $8 off the top of that, and you should be happy.
But it probably cost them $10 in administrative
probably.
So it's a losing proposition anyway. Whatever.
So if you get caught without their tag, it's a misdemeanor, a maximum penalty $1,000 and up to 6 months in jail. And Clay, I think wasn't it we were on with Jay on In the Crosshairs? We talked about the guy because he's mentioned in the story here. This Joshua Ray from Bozeman. Yeah, this guy piled up $15,000 of restitution and a 5-year ban from public lands because he was going out before the shed antler season opened up, and he was stashing these things, and they caught him doing it repeatedly. So now he's got a $15,000 fine. I've actually found deadheads out on our place, Todd, and without it, like Clay said, the extortion fee, and I didn't. The game warden in our unit, I don't think he's a very nice person, so I just pretty much left him lay there without doing anything. So,
well, that's a $10 littering fee.
We're supposed to leave the dead, big game or wild animals that we see unless we, get permission. But yet, technically, if you have some of your livestock die, you're supposed to bring a renderer in and take care of that. I don't know how many people really do that, but you're supposed to actually dispose of them. But I guess the North Dakota Game and Fish's wildlife, you're supposed to leave them to rot, I guess.
Oh, good grief.
Rules for thee, not for thou.
Ain't that the truth? Well, they're not going to stack the deck in the favor of us citizens, and we all know that. They'll find a way, right?
Nope.
Every time.
So, North Dakota, I think you can. You actually have to get a tag if you do it. Call the game warden or the sheriff, I think. And you don't have to pay for it, I don't think, but you can get a tag that way. So, you do find it.
I suppose they want to keep track and all that. It's like, all right, we'll help you out. But
they always want to track you, Todd. They got to know what you're doing. You're always up to no good when you're one of these greasy common man citizens,
Hey, I've long been chipped. It's called a driver's license, but there we are.
Yeah, me too.
8:45 at KFYR with Guns in the 701. Now, one of my favorite TV shows from an acting standpoint, Law and Order. Pretty well-written show, though I don't always agree with it. And here's one. Portraying the assassin of a pro-Second Amendment senator, the assassin is a victim. How does that work?
Yeah, so in the season finale, the senator, he votes pro-gun control, and then he changes his vote to pro-Second Amendment, and there's a teacher, Derek Quinn is the character's name, who's also a gun control activist, who in the storyline had survived a school shooting where some people were killed. And he goes in and shoots and kills this Senator Alan Chandler because, like I said, just Chandler changed his vote. And he flees the scene, of course, and the cop finally catches him and runs him down, and this Quinn puts a gun to his head, and threatens to kill himself and doesn't want to get caught, and says, that bastard Chandler got what he deserved. He got what he deserved for voting to protect our civil rights. And of course, the detective expresses sympathy for him. Hey, I agree with you. It's a crazy world with all this gun stuff. And then the scene switches to the courtroom, and his district attorney Jack McCoy announcing the charges against Quinn. And then, of course, he goes on an anti-gun spiel here. He says, gun violence is a national plague. The only way to affect real change is to move past all the political acrimony and pass strong and effective common sense gun control legislation. The question for all of us is, had enough? We can't become a place where people settle their political differences at the point of a gun. Well, I would say these mass shootings, the Democrats have been doing that for years, and their buddies in Antifa and BLM have documented doing it many times. So, but I get a kick out of that. How they go to the court, and then the courts, we don't have enough gun laws. Clay, how many gun control laws do we have in this country already?
Over 20,000 at least.
Yeah, but none of them are common sense enough, though, right? 20,000 laws, and they can't come up with
20,000 laws
going to work.
Nothing with common sense.
Yeah.
That's always a term they like to use, is common sense, which means basically infringe on your rights. Just kind of think of it that way.
That's just it. It's like one person's common sense is another person's idiocy, as we all know. So it's like, quit using that term.
Oh, yeah. They always
So
use that term where they say if it just saves one life, one life, but yet they'll go and they support killing tons of babies. That don't seem to matter, but they definitely want to control us on guns that way.
Exactly. I don't get that.
Clay, as you know, Clay, guns save more lives in this country every year. I mean, it's been proven over and over again, even by anti-gun presidential regimes in this country. They save more lives than they take. It's just the media doesn't ever push that narrative, but I mean, that's just a fact.
Well, fact of the matter is, no gun has ever killed anybody itself.
No.
It's still the person. No. It's not the device. Again, I fall back, and I know I've said this a bazillion times, so what's a bazillion and one? King killed Abel with a rock. It's still a person killing a person. It's not a device killing a person.
Yeah, Todd, Alec Baldwin has killed more people than all of my unquote assault weapons combined.
Oh, my God, he went there.
Oh,
yeah.
Now it's Alec Baldwin's gun.
Yeah,
send your hate mail to Todd Mitchell at iHeartMedia.com, and I will forward it to these guys.
Or to JD at gunsinthe701.com. We got her covered.
Yeah, there you go. Bring it. I guess if the facts make you angry, go ahead and
it's the statistic. It's not an opinion. It's a statistic. So I mean, it is what it is. 849 at KFYR Guns in the 701. Dave Matthews. Now, here's another guy where I used to kind of like his music, and then the second he's getting into political stuff, he's playing at the pro-dapple stuff, and now he's pushing gun control. Dave Matthews, just stick with your guitar and your saxophone and stuff, for crying out loud. Stick with what you know.
Oh, well, you want to take this one?
Sure. Basically, he was out there touting, he did an interview in USA Today and said, no one's coming for your guns. How many times have we heard that from a leftist, that no one's coming for your guns, and then they turn around and start, putting up for gun control. He says, I have no idea how people can stand up there and say it's not guns and it's not the NRA, it's just mental health. Well, obviously he isn't watching. It absolutely is mental health. If you look at even just the recent shootings, they were mentally ill people that had a problem, leftists, by the way, that couldn't handle reality, I guess, and went in there, if you didn't agree with their ideology. So they decided to pick a soft target after looking at other ones that were hardened and did a mass murder, which was, 3 or more. That's how it's defined. It was not necessarily mass, but that's how they define it, and as a mentally ill person. Then he taught, I always like how they like to justify this, too, where he says, I talked to my friends about it, who have guns and keep them in their homes, and claims that even those gun-owning friends want to figure out a way to control who can and cannot have a gun. Well, that's interesting because we already have that. It's called the 4473 form. You have to go through a NICS background check, which is the National Instant Background Check, that everybody who buys a firearm from a licensed dealer has to do. So we do know who controls them. I can't help it that the system fails. That's their own fault for not feeding that information into the system. So we already have that in place.
Hey, there's some people that... Go ahead.
Go ahead, Todd.
I was going to say there...
Let me add a few things. Clay said he has no idea how people can stand up and say it's not the guns, it's not the NRA. What do you mean? I always hear the NRA is a bunch of compromised and spineless losers, right, Clay? How's the NRA's fault? That's what I always hear from people. I don't believe that garbage, but some people do. And I like how he says this too. He doesn't like I don't like being afraid of my children going to school and have to worry about getting shot. Like me and Clay and Todd, that's not a worry of ours. We don't care about that. That's ridiculous. And as far as no one's coming for your guns, let me give you a few quotes from some people on prominent people by that vein on Dave Matthews' side of the. Which, by the way, his music sucks, Todd. I hate his music. I've always hated it. He sounds like a little birds flying around his head kind of guy. Gabby, oh my, terrible.
Oh, I don't know. Some of it's okay, some of it wasn't. But anyway.
Well, different stroke, yeah. So Gabby Giffords, we all know Gabby Giffords, right?
Right.
She was on PMSNBC, and they asked her, what do we got to do to stop this? And she said, no more guns. And her little handler there tried to say, no, that's not what she meant. And she said, no, that's what I meant. No more guns. So that means no guns, right? Biden, Thanksgiving weekend. The idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons is sick. It's just sick. It has no socially redeeming value. Zero, none. Hillary Clinton and Biden said America needs an Australian-style forced buyback. One more from Joe Biden in 2019 here at the Seattle Times. Why should we, quote, allow people to have military-style weapons, including pistols with 9mm bullets? Sounds to me like they're coming for your guns. Clay, what do you think?
Well, here's what I think on this. I absolutely agree with that. But Matthews, I did a little research on him, and of course I figured this was the case. He's a renowned leftist and has been for over 20 years, really.
Big time.
He was out in 2000. He was touting actually for Ralph Nader. Then in 2004, he was for John Kerry and got on board with the Vote for Change tour, which actually was an MTV thing, if I remember right. He supported Barack Obama in 2008, played concerts for him.
He was a leftist in the 90s. Don't be fooled. It wasn't a 2000s turn. I remember in the 90s he was. He just wasn't quite as vocal. But
and he even supported that buffoon John Fetterman in Pennsylvania as a recent. So that kind of tells you where he's coming from.
Hey, Fetterman proves that the American dream can come true. Even if you just wear nothing but a hoodie every day, you can, in fact, become a senator.
Yeah,
it can happen.
One more thing from our buddy. Can I get one more thing in here from our buddy Dave Matthews here at the end? It shouldn't be possible for me to go to the local gun store, grab a gun, pop on down to a school and murder people. That should be an impossibility. That's where the train has come off the track. I will bet you $100 that Dave Matthews does not want security in schools, does not want teachers who want to conceal carry weapons do that, and he doesn't want to harden schools because he'd be just like Joe Biden and Obama and say, I'm not going to militarize our schools. So that's ridiculous. It's like you can't just go down to the gun store. Oh, if you do a background check at the gun shop, which you certainly are going to have to, if you pass a background check, I don't know what to tell you, Dave. The only thing left is, guess what? Come for our guns, buddy.
I wouldn't want to be that last agent going into North Dakota or Montana trying to get that last gun, because that's pretty much a death sentence. Which has killed more people, the car or the gun, in the past year?
Has to be the car.
Well, and we've let that happen. We should come for the cars.
Well, there's people I think we should do that, too.
We're coming for the cars. Get back on your horse. Fewer horses have killed people. We need to ride horses again. Guns in the 701. When does the new stuff drop?
It's going to drop, right now, this will go up on iHeart Radio along with some other things. And then, of course, Wednesday, we have our show live stream, 6 o'clock Mountain Time and 7 o'clock Central in the PM. We will not be doing a In the Crosshairs this Memorial Day, though, Monday. So tune in 2 weeks for that.
Can't get Jay to work a holiday, huh?
No.
I'm surprised you're getting him to be pro Second Amendment, but that's congratulations on turning him around. That's good.
It's fun.
Guns in the 701. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. Have a good weekend, buddy.
Spread the word. They're coming for the cars. They kill more people than guns. They're coming for them. Spread the word. All right, take care. 8:50.